Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ticker round 666. We are here in the Ningbo Naval Base. Winner of this race gets a free nuclear submarine, but it's Chinese, so
it doesn't really work.
Not good.
Subpar.
I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is cultural commissar and enforcer of the Gulag, Michael Magus.
Oh, sir, I do not enforce the gulag. It really just calls to me.
You didn't choose the Gulag life.
No.
The Gulag
I
life chose other people, and you just oversee things.
Indeed. Also didn't choose the thug life, but that's a lie, because I chose to fight Wombat with a thug. So, did definitely choose that thug life.
Were you listening to Trick Daddy the whole time?
Well, we haven't done it yet, but I am intending to possibly do so.
Baby, cause I'm a thug. All day, every day. Baby, cause I'm a thug.
It's going to be a thug versus a Zeus.
Mike's talking about Warhammer, or not Warhammer,
Nope.
Battletech.
Battletech.
Yeah, technical battles.
Technical battles.
Plat Labor. He's playing Plat Labor.
Walkers and like all kinds of stuff. And anyways, I don't really know much about this circuit of Ningbo, so I really don't have a ton to add. This is the 6th round of 7 in the WTCR series, so it's coming to a close. I have a track map of this track up, but I did the stewarding with Jack earlier, and we realized the track map is not what they're racing on. So, because the turn numbers just didn't add up. So, I don't know. This will be fun. This will be surprising and interesting, and it looks like Zerai Garunian's going to start on pole position.
Tassi good.
Dennis Johnson, James Butler, Andrew D, Richard DeRoche, Sean Kenny, Scott Nick, Steve Davidson, Boki Obradovic, who I don't think has been here. I don't think he's been here since the first race of the season. So welcome back, Mauricio Delgado, Martin Edmonds still on the gamepad, Dudu Barba, and Zachary Wolf.
Due to what?
Dudu Barba.
I don't know what that means.
It's the guy's name.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. Holy crap! I'm like, due to what? Did he say a word?
Dudu Barba is in the race, and it
due
is
to your barber.
It is due to a shoulder injury or elbow injury. I'm not sure which it is. Martin is on the gamepad.
And that's why they call me El Barba Grande.
I mean, that's one of the reasons. There are various reasons why they call you the Barba Grande.
Holy crap. Actually, I pulled up a track map as well, and that looks like some garbage. This looks like some stuff even I wouldn't design at Trackmania.
It's interesting. There's a couple of really interesting turns, so I'm very excited to see what happens here.
I'm liking the quadruple straights. Mm-hmm. And then there's another like weird angular straight, and then there's the that's kind of cool. Right
around turn 13 is where the track kind of seems different from what I have on the map here, based on the stewarding. So,
well, I just pulled up I did a Google image search of Ningbo racetrack, and it came up with every permutation. So, but speaking of Trackmania, I finally fucked around hard enough and had to re-hack the ini file and re-patch the whole shenanigans with a Trackmania United patch, and I got the game working again, and I designed the Red Bull ring.
Nice.
It's not bad. Even I could drive around it.
Mike Stopbill is still leading the championship, but he is absent today. I'm not going to give you the permutations of how the championship looks because it's a triple race format. It's really hard to do on the fly, so I will just leave you with Stopmill is winning, Brody Steen is in second, and neither of them are here. So, chance to stick your nose where it doesn't belong.
Giggity.
Giggity, giggity, you.
Giggity, giggity. All right.
Scott Nick out there on the warm-up. There in the Lincoln Co.
Scott Nick, the enemy of fun.
I mean, pretty much. Refuses to play ACC, so,
Well, no, it's just that Scott's on my musical Discord, and every time somebody posts something, he's like, I don't really like that one.
But he was very harsh, I thought, to my Aussie pick. Or my Fozzie pick.
Yeah, maybe.
Not really.
I thought it was all right. I was actually pleasantly surprised that Jericho could hit all them notes and like change it up so much.
He is a very variable singer, not necessarily always in a good way, but he does do some interesting things.
These are true statements.
One of the Alfa Romeos coming out. Probably just do a test start, because of course these cars have the launch control, and we've seen a number of drivers have really struggled with getting them to launch. So it's always interesting to see what happens.
You just get yourself a trebuchet, you'll be all right.
That's true.
It's a pull start. Whap!
Or an onager.
We see that the track attendants have to go out in front of the cars and put the flywheels in and start hand cranking them so the cars work.
Grid is forming up here for race number 1. We have a 12-man reverse grid for the races number 2 and number 3. So we should see some interesting stuff here. Interesting that one side of the grid appears to be way on the grid before everyone else. Anyways, here we go. Garunian and Johnson leading the way. Red lights, red lights, red lights, and we are go for 20 minutes of the Ningbo.
How many lights are there, Mr. Picard?
Andrew D making the moves, but then suddenly just dying. Dennis Johnson got off to a terrible start, so he needs to work on that launch control. A little bit of contact there between D and Johnson. In the meantime, Garunian, Butler, and DeRoche, your top 3. D finding his way into 4th place.
Delightful.
You could say that. So it is a Lincoln Co. Whoa, James, that's not the track, sir.
It could be. Based on the track maps I've got, it could be.
It could be. He is going to lose that 2nd place to Richard DeRoche. Grande! So Butler still in 3rd ahead of Andrew D. Johnson and one of the other Lincoln Co's in there. That is Scott Nick up in 6th place. Go Scott.
Go Scott. It's your birthday. Get some musical taste.
Josiah Jerome at the back of the pack.
I'm only teasing, Scott. Everybody's allowed to like whatever they want.
Indeed. Oh, somebody way off in the background. Judging by his dropping through the order, I believe it is Boki Obradovic who is off the track. Andrew D. Oh no! One of the Volkswagens is off. Who is that? That is Dudu Barba off the track. Looks like he got spun around there. I think this is Dudu's debut.
It has to be, otherwise I would have made a lot of jokes by now.
In WTCR, he's done a couple of the Sunday series in races in ACC, so he is familiar to me. But I do believe this is his first touring car foray with the ESR crew. Dennis Johnson going side by side with James P. Butler. Butler retains.
P stands for excellence.
I don't know what the P stands for. This will lead to
probably Perturabo.
Prescott.
Pierre.
Could be Pierre. Could be. Actually, listening to a video series on the 100 Years' War between France and Great Britain, and it's just basically taking the piss out of the French like the whole time. It's pretty funny. It's like the French realized that their key to victory was not charging into the waiting arms of the English archers. So they weren't doing it, and the king got up on his horse and rode out there and taunted the French, and they charged the archers.
James Pendergast Butler.
One of the Alfa Romeos in the background, Sean Kenny overtaking Scott Nick for 6th place. I'm surprised the Alfa Romeos have done as well, because when I was testing these cars out, I thought the Alfa felt really kind of one of the weaker cars, but a lot of people have been bringing them and bringing great results. Mauricio Delgado particularly stands out as a guy who has delivered some surprising results in the Alfa. I mean,
you see, the thing of it is the Alfa Romeo is 93,000 kilograms lighter than all the other cars. They're just able to get you faster.
Did you enjoy Ray Thunder Kruger there as a nickname?
What?
In the MMA Center.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's Sir Arthur Curry from the World of Tanks there.
Oh.
Brought his fighter back, Ray Thunder Kruger.
Nice.
So, Ray Thunder Thackenberg.
Very nice. Well, you've got like 9 different things posted up in different channels, and I have no idea what is happening, what has happened, and what is going to happen. I don't know which
the
one's
first
which.
6 events have happened, and 7 is on deck.
Fair enough.
7 will be the Ontario v Quebec card this week, which will be my debut in OFC.
Oh, so I don't get to do like a Hammerhead Hagen and sneak into Ontario. Oh no, he's been here for years.
For years and years. Andrew D. Well, I do have to mention Zerai Garunian is making a dash for it. He's way ahead. Andrew D. is going to overtake Richard DeRoche here for 2nd place and top Canadian honors. Or maybe not. DeRoche got back at him somehow, and now D's back ahead. This track is just weird. There's all kinds of fun going on here. I want to drive this track now.
I will create it in Trackmania.
So Garunian leads from D, DeRoche. James Butler is sneaking out there looking to move up onto the podium. Dennis Johnson, Sean Kenny, Scott Nick, Mauricio Delgado, Steve Davidson, and Obradovich rounding off the top 10.
Bobrovsky.
Edmonds, Jerome, Barba, and Wolf. So we got there's not a lot of mystery around who's going to win here, per se, unless Garunian makes a mistake. But there is a nice train forming up here, a 5-way fight for the 2nd spot on the podium.
I like it.
Indeed. Actually, I'd say even 6. Scott Nick's still in this, I'd say. So actually a 6-way fight. DeRoche has slid back into 2nd place at a D. Looks like D may have gone wide because Butler's got a run. Kenny's got a run on Johnson. Johnson closes the door, and D holds off Butler. In fact, honestly, this train goes back to Obradovich in 10th place. Actually, I would say any of these 9 cars could come in 2nd still, so we have plenty to fight over here.
Technically, everybody's in 2nd place.
That is not technically or actually correct.
You're no fun at all.
Or theoretically correct.
Unless
we're going with like the infinite number of universes where everyone is in 2nd place in one of them.
Technically, everybody's in last place except Zerai Garunian.
We're going with the 2nd place is loser number 1 then.
I want to go fast.
Go fast, go far.
Don't let the invisible fire hurt my friend.
Things seem a little bit settled down right now, but there's a great deal of tension here. A lot of battling still to go, I think. Dennis Johnson gets a little bit deep there. And might have a run on Butler. In the meantime, Andrew D's going for a run, so I mean, screw what I said about settled. Things are back on, and Andrew D is to the front of the pack once again into 2nd place.
Destruction.
Butler hung on. Sean Kenny is 3 wide. 3 wide. Oh no. Contact.
Like squeeze harder.
We got some contact. D is still hanging in there. Dennis Johnson's up into 3rd place. At least for now. Oh my lord. 3 wide. This is insane. It's just straight up insanity right now. And DeRoche, for the time being, grabbing that 3rd place. Butler looking down the inside into turn number 2. Oh, contact with DeRoche, but he hangs on. Sean Kenny is now suddenly in the mix here, so Dennis Johnson falling back. Sean Kenny charging forward. Battle for top American honors.
I do like the fact that somebody's just thrown a random amount of rocks on the side of the track at different points. That's pretty neat.
Andrew D is the guy who's loving this because he's pulling away a little bit while these 5 cars battle in a 2 wide and a 3 wide going on here pretty much on a turn-by-turn basis. This is amazing. This track has instantly become a classic for me. And Butler finds his way into 3rd place. And in fact, Richard Durocher just gets hung out to dry, Johnson through and Kenny through. They're slowly dropping Obradovich, Davidson, and Delgado a little bit. Oh no, Sean! Sean Kenny off the track. His bad luck continues.
It's that new young Irish driver, Obradovich.
All right, well, the Alfa Romeo hope for a podium seriously dinted. Dennis Johnson still determined to get up there. He was 2nd in qualifying, so he's got pace. But James Butler can be very difficult to overtake. He is a maestro of defense.
Does he have the pace picante sauce?
No. It just makes that car real wide. Real wide.
Well, I mean, if you eat anything enough pace picante sauce, you get real wide.
Sure. That's true. I'm talking like Vegeta wide here.
Dang. Vegeta got the birthing hips.
Talking Zuluzinho wide.
Dang.
Running in the meantime, 10.7 seconds up the road. He's having an easy day. Andrew D has fought off the best of them for 2nd place. Butler, Johnson, Durocher, and Nick still battling it out for that final podium spot. Then it's Obradovich, who, after being off track, appears to have recovered nicely to 7th place. Davidson, Delgado, Kenny is back in 10th. Josiah Jerome had a rough day in 11th place. He's ahead of the gamepad using Martin Edmonds, along with the new face of Dude Barba and Zach Wolf. My apologies if I seem slightly zapped of energy. I'm yawning a little bit. We'll probably go and take a go to bed directly after this commentary as soon as it's uploaded and ready for Martin.
Please comment or like on the video. 1 like equals 1 wake-up pill for Mike.
No wake-up pills for Mike.
Get up.
Mike is tired of sleeping for 4 hours and then waking up.
Get up. Get on up.
In the meantime, Dennis Johnson going for 3rd place, and it looks like he's got it. He's got that inside line, and yep, he is ahead of James Butler and Richard Durocher. Come on, Scott, get your nose in there. Johnson goes wide and loses both spots. Butler and Durocher going through. It seems it seems like all of these corners have multiple lines into them, but it's very, very easy to overcook it, which makes it a hell of a thing to watch, to be honest. Probably very frustrating for the drivers. But we'll see. Hopefully this gets a little bit more play with the race room crowd in the future, because I think this... Now, I will say, caveat, I really want to see more of Zhuhai, which is another Chinese track, and we usually don't get 2 Chinese tracks in the same series, so... There is that problem.
Welcome to the All-China Series.
But Ningbo, Zhuhai, underappreciated and very unique to race room tracks. I want to see more of them. As Richard Durocher defends against Dennis Johnson kind of poorly. Johnson up the inside.
Yikes.
Gives him a little kiss.
Oh, you get right up in the inside of that cow, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Push hard around that
The
corner.
curb seems surprisingly rideable, despite the fact that they appear very chunky. So that's interesting. And now, sniffing around the rear of Durocher is Scott Nick in the Lincoln Co. Obradovich is caught up to this, as well as Steve Davidson. In the background, you can see the battle between Delgado and Kenny. I want to say that's not the first time they've been swapping paint this season.
What about next season?
Johnson overheats it. Opens the door for Richard Durocher, but it becomes the inside for Johnson. Hey, could we stay with that battle? No offense to Mr. Obradovich. Well, you know what? We can see kind of both of them. It's good. So Durocher... Scott Nick hanging on. Just barely, and Steve Davidson trying to go around the outside. There is the damaged car of Sean Kenny trying to hunt down Mauricio Delgado. Josiah Jerome in the background in the Volkswagen. And then it's Martin Evans.
Ah, very good.
Steve Davidson takes 7th place. A lot of smoke there. Wow. A lot of smoke.
You tell him, Steve Dave.
Wonder if Davidson overheated that one like no one's business, and he's lost the spot back. Dennis Johnson's falling back. He's down to 7th place. A mistake from the Audi driver. That's promoted Obradovich to 6th place. There he is. Sim Racing Motorsports team. Boki Obradovich. Serbian.
He seems kind of pretty bokey doke.
He has a certain cleanliness to him.
Use a lot of soap.
A lot of soap. A lot of soap. James Butler has kind of opened up a little bit of a gap in the battle for 3rd, so looking to secure himself a podium. Scott Nick under pressure. I'd say he's in a precarious position right now. Will the Honda look for... By the way, I'm still amazed that we only have one Honda in the field. I thought that would be a popular car.
They were all told that they couldn't bring the Daihatsu, so they protested.
I mean, that doesn't seem really like a protest.
Boycott all Japanese cars. Except for that one asshole.
I mean, they are doing that because there is only one Japanese car in the field. We got a lot of Chinese cars at their home track. As Dennis Johnson looks to the inside. And Obradovich hangs on for now. A couple of Italian cars. A little bit of German going on here. Some Spanish. One Korean car. Also surprised the Hyundai is not more popular.
Somebody driving a Samsung?
No. Looks like Martin Edmonds may have... Oh, boy! That was close. That was very close. Martin Edmonds almost recovering right into Dudu Barba.
The big bad voodoo doo-doo.
That is currently reverse grid pole position that Barba holds on to, so Edmonds that really cost him because he was on reverse grid pole. Meantime, Johnson has gotten back past Obradovich. Every time they get that close, I'm just holding my breath there. Wow. I want to see a lot more of this track.
I want to see a lot more collisions.
I mean, we've gotten a lot of rubbing. We've gotten a lot of rubbing in this racing.
Good start.
Ricky Bobby would be pleased. Coltrane. Oh, boy! Obradovich made a late lunge there. Might work. Push Dennis Johnson offline and gets the job done for 6th place. 2 minutes and change to go. It's about a 1 minute 40 laps, so we'll probably see 2 more laps of this track. Whoa, that's a big curb to hop, boys. Careful with the suspension. Side by side once again. Obradovich and Johnson. Davidson says, I'd like some of this as well. Davidson's got the inside line. You'd think that's the advantage if he can hold it. Here we go. And in fact, it is. Davidson he went wide. He got them both, and then he went wide. And they're both going to get back past him again. James Butler running away with that 3rd place. Once he got there, he's like, it's in the bag. It's stolen. Let's go.
Start the car.
And Garunian and D holding 1st and 2nd place. Fourth place is still very much up for grabs. DeRoche versus Nick. And there's sort of a second battle going on here for sixth place between Obradovich, Johnson, and Davidson. Delgado, kind of on his own. Josiah Jerome, battling with Sean Kenny over 10th place, but I think Kenny probably doesn't have the car to battle for that. And then it's Barba, Edmonds, and Wolf.
Der Wolfen?
Less than a minute to go.
Release the Wolfen.
Curse 13th Company.
Hell yeah. What if they put the Wolfen and the Bloodthirsters, or not the Bloodthirsters, the Black Rage or Bloodthirst dudes, all
Company.
in one arena, and you took bets?
I mean, it's probably been done. Dennis Johnson making his way through into sixth place. Man, this first turn has been ridiculous. Boki's got it back. So it's Johnson versus Obradovich down into turn one. It's Nick versus Jiroche into turn one. And everything remains as is for now.
Zerai watch. He gone.
I would say, for the record, I think the Wolfen would win. They have a superior stat line in the tabletop.
But what if the final winner of all the shenanigans came out like Scott Speedman from Underworld? So they got they mixed up all the Wolfen and the Black Rage.
Now, if we're
talking
now if we're talking a one-on-one fight, though, there's no one's going to beat Karn.
That's not true.
Do you not know what Karn's special rule on the tabletop is?
Yeah, he betrays things.
No.
Betrayer.
That's not even the rule. That's not even the rule I'm talking about. Karn the Betrayer cannot miss in melee combat. He's the only character in all of Warhammer who hits every single time.
But what if you put him up against Tau?
Now, it should be mentioned, sometimes he hits his own guys, but he's still hitting.
What if you put him up against the Tau and they just took him out at 1,000 yards?
Oh, well, then he's dead.
Hurrah!
Probably not, though. I feel like Khorne would bring him back and, you know, immortality through Blood God.
Sounds neat.
As they come to the end here, your winner is Zerai Garanian. Andrew D with a well-fought second place ahead of James Boutelier. The Alfa Romeos look like it was celebrating a little bit early there, I'm not going to lie. And this man, Dudu Barba, will start on reverse grid pole for race number 2. I'm not sure what that's worth because this track looks like it has a lot of overtaking opportunities, and I would not be surprised if he's under fire early and often. As Martin Edmonds comes home 13th place with the gamepad. If we get on board with Martin Edmonds, it may get a little bit trippy because that wheel's going to be moving like very fast because of the gamepad. Because the gamepad, of course, digital control versus analog. It's just going to be like left, right. There's going to be like there's no middle ground. So that'll be interesting.
Well, it has to be middle ground, otherwise it couldn't go left or right.
Well, there's middle ground, but what I'm saying is it's either middle, left, or right. Like there's going to be no like 1 o'clock position on the wheel. It's going to be 12, 3, 9, and that's it.
But what if you were singing Rock Around the Clock the whole time?
Well, that would make it more musical.
Oh.
Fastest lap goes to Grunion. Not a surprise. Looks like he's the only man to get into the 135s. All right, any picks for race number 2, Byron?
I think that Scott and Nick will start out well, and then something will happen, and he will not end well.
Gotcha.
Does that seem accurate?
That does seem accurate.
I think the Zeragoranian will start from further back and then get further to the front.
I mean, it's a safe bet. Like I said, this is a track that I think the reverse grid, makes things interesting. But I think the cream kind of rises to the top when you give a lot of overtaking opportunities, which this track does seem to have.
Yup. Just make sure you don't mispronounce it, because then we get blamed for racism.
I mean, we already get blamed for that.
I mean, yeah, but like in a comedic way, though.
I mean, not always.
What? It's probably those Moldovans. He ain't got no sense of humor, stereotypically.
True, true. What is today's Mech Warrior poll? There's this person on one of the Facebook groups I'm is doing like a March, started in March with a March Madness like top 64 or whatever mechs of all time. They've been going head to head. So I have not cast my vote today, so I'll have a look at that while we await for the warm up to finish up here.
You should definitely look at the meme that I put in your DMs.
Roger, roger.
And we can laugh about it, and nobody watching this video will ever know what it is.
Oh, I already saw that. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay. Fair enough.
Not
I don't
everyone.
think you had enough monitors to actually.
Not everyone is not everyone is strong enough.
These are true statements.
Gonna introduce you to your best friend, a shovel.
Correct. I do like. Have you seen that one where they've crossed over the Death Core of Krieg with the lobster? I think it's a lobster guy from SpongeBob. The whole observe thing.
Oh yeah. I've seen
You can't just kill Chaos Space Marines with a shovel. Observe.
Observe. I mean, the Death Corpse of Krieg, Krieg can kill anything with a shovel. That's
Need more shovel.
They may. It's not a Krieg one, but there was there's a book in the Warhammer universe called Necropolis, and there's a bit where these miners are found by some military guys, and they're like, we've managed to take out a couple of their tanks with mining charges, but you have no launchers. Yes. How many people have you lost taking out these 20 tanks? 20. It's a suicide mission. Here we go. We are off and running here. We lost a car.
It's probably just side Jerome.
Nope. He's out front. Somebody in the top 12 from last race did not make the grid. I'm not sure who it is.
No, I was going to say no. I thought Scott was starting up further to the front. Maybe he just didn't.
No, he finished fifth, so he was back further back.
Whale sugar dog biscuits.
Trying to piece together
Edmund's
who it is.
Having a shit start.
Well, I think it's harder to start with the controller. He had a shit start in race 1 too, so
He started out like third, went up to second, and dropped all the way down to 95th place.
Oh, it's Judo Barba. Should have seen that. There's no Brazilian flag. He would. So everyone got promoted a spot. That's why he wasn't on pole. So Sean Kenny, second place behind Josiah Jerome, Steve Davidson in third, Obradovich, Delgado. Very good day for the Alfa Romeos right now. On board with Richard DeRoche. Grande Ricardo is in sixth. And then he's got the Lincoln Co. Cavalry behind him in all that blue. They're assuming echelon formation. Oh, somebody in the wall. Who's falling back? Maybe I was just seeing things. Looked like there was a car in the wall, but no one is dropping to correspond to that. So maybe I'm on drugs. Well, I am on drugs, but I mean, not the drugs that I'm paid to be on. I am currently a guinea pig for a caffeine scrubber.
Yeah, I was going to ask how that was going.
It's going good. Might explain the whole sleep problem, but
Yeah.
But
Just
hey.
add more booze.
Oh,
Hey!
one of the alphas very off. That was Mauricio Delgado. Looked like he forgot the turn was there. Josiah Jerome still leading from Sean Kenny, Obradovich, Davidson, and DeRoche, your top 5. Then it's Delgado. Then it's the Lincoln Co. Cavalry of Butler, Edmonds, and Nick. Andrew D., Garunian, Johnson, and Wolf. I must say, Johnson has historically been the guy who doesn't seem to get the launch control right at all. Always falling back on the first lap. Which is a shame, because he's got some really, really good pace. So it is the Volkswagen leading from the Alfa Romeo and the Honda early on. One of these
hasn't made up more ground.
One of these companies, Honda, Volkswagen, and Alfa Romeo, has no history in Formula One. Would you care to take a guess as to which one?
Which names were those again?
Volkswagen, Honda, Alfa Romeo.
You go with Alfa Romeo?
No, they're currently in F1 actually.
Well,
Is Volkswagen.
How about any of the other two? Then I win. I'm right.
Honda, of course, has won. Actually, Alfa Romeo won the initial Formula One World Championship back in 1950.
Dang.
And 1951. They were the original king shit of Fuck Mountain.
Is that the historical drama that is Ford versus Ferrari? That's what that's all about, right?
No.
Oh.
It's about 20 years or so later on.
That was the one that had Sylvester Stallone in it, right?
No, that was Driven.
Yeah, that's the one about...
Down the inside, Steve Davidson! Not taking no for an answer from Boki Obradovich.
You tell him, Steve Dave.
By the way, I do love your name, Boki Obradovich. You need to come out more. It's a good name. It's a fun name to say. So Josiah Jerome still leading. Sean Kenny in second. Obradovich. Oh! That could have ended badly. As one of the Lincoln Co's getting a little bit rough. And some real shoving going on there between, I think that's Garunian and Delgado. And Andrew D is trying to shove his way through. Whoa! Lot there for Obradovich. All right, so Jerome still leads from Sean Kenny, Obradovich, Davidson, DeRoche, Butler, Garunian, Delgado, Nick, and D, your top 10. By the way, I knew a girl named D in high school who dated a guy named Nick. So Nick and D, there you go.
Very nice.
Actually, here's a weird thing. I've got a wedding to go to. I don't know when, because of course, COVID has kind of messed up any wedding plans. But it's it's a friend of mine named Kat getting married to a guy named Kevin. This will be the third wedding I've attended between a Kat and a Kevin.
Damn.
It's a name combination that just keeps coming up.
So you keep hitting up that cat in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, little push for Josiah Jerome by Sean Kenny.
Put him in the wall.
Well, didn't put him in the wall, but he did knock him a little bit off track. My cousin Kevin is married to Kat, and my friend Kevin is married to Kat. And their last names both start with G, so like it's even freakier.
Sounds like you're obsessively fixing people up with people named certain things.
I did not fix up either.
I'm gonna blame you because you're the common denominator.
Sean Kenny going down the inside, shoving it wide. He's got it. Sean Kenny in the Alfa Romeo to the front of the pack for the time being. Everyone's still fairly close together. No real big gaps developing in the field. The biggest gap is 2.3 seconds. That being the one between Martin Edmonds and Dennis Johnson, which is growing as we speak, almost to 3 seconds. So I think maybe Martin had a bit of a moment. Small grid today. Very disappointing in that regard.
Bunch of quitters.
Got Nordschleife coming up for the finale.
Oh my god, 1 lap equals 1 year.
Pretty much. I wonder if he's. I should look at this in the race app, but I'm wondering if it's going to be 1 long race or if it's going to be 3 short races. Because I mean, a 20-minute race with these cars that might be like 2 laps of Nordschleife. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. So Sean Kenny in the lead. Look to strike back. Josiah Jerome having a much more comfortable looking race this time around. That's good. Richard DeRoche sniffing, but not getting 3rd place. Come on, Richard. Go for it. Go for it. Oh, one of the Alfa Romeos getting a little twitchy in the background. By process of elimination, this got to be Mauricio Delgado.
Does it have to be?
He's the only one back there, so yes.
Oh, okay.
Also, he lost a spot to Dennis Johnson, so yeah, I think that was probably him getting a little twitchy.
Good old Jonathan Denniston.
Butler and Garunian starting to catch up to this group, leading that Lincoln Co. Cyan charge. Oh boy! Mauricio Delgado has lost it. He has done a barrel roll. DeRoche going up the inside in the Hyundai. Looks like he might get it. No! Obradovic showing great composure. Manages to hang on to 3rd place. Such tenacity.
What's this about ass and titties?
Tenacity, not ass and titties.
Oh! 10 ass and titties.
Oh, Sean Kenny is getting very defensive up front. I'm not sure if that's the right move because he's kind of letting this become a train, and that, I mean, it could work for him because if Jerome comes into under fire from behind, maybe he stops thinking about going for 1st place. But that means that if Kenny makes a mistake and loses the lead, he's going to be losing more than just the lead. He's going to be flying backwards through this field. Because you got 1st through 7th with, what is that? Half second, 1.2, 2.5. About 3 seconds separating 1st from 7th right now. As in the background, James Butler moves up a spot, overtaking Steve Davidson. And Josiah Jerome going for that lead. Trinidad and Tobago back to the front, baby.
To overtake you for a nice seafood dinner.
Way to go, man. Way to go. Josiah Jerome, pardon me, still battling between Obradovic and DeRoche, and Obradovic is still hanging on to 3rd place. Doing an amazing job in that Honda, doing the Honda proud. Only one of them here today, but it's determined to bring the brand to prominence as Garunian overtakes Davidson. Could be any of these 7 to take the victory today. Andrew D not having a great 2nd race. He's stuck behind Scott Nick. Battling for 8th place. Dennis Johnson is another guy not having an amazing day. An amazing 2nd race, I should say. He had a mixed bag in race 1 to Dennis Johnson, but he's not really capitalizing on what was a decent grid position. Josiah Jerome overtaken by Sean Kenny, so Kenny back to the front.
Sounds like a good idea. Just the Beta Romeo.
Mm-hmm. very wide run there for Kenny that opened the door. And Coronel has not only gotten past Davidson, but he's bagged Butler as well. Up into 5th. The lead again goes to Josiah Jerome. Oh! Bad mistake there by Coronel, and James Butler capitalizing and moving back into 5th place. These TCRs are a lot of fun. They take a little bit of tire management, which, you know, is not certain drivers' forte. Boki Obradovich looking for a move on Sean Kenny, but I don't think he got it. Oh, no, he did! The Honda is in 2nd place. But maybe not for long. Sean Kenny getting physical. Getting physical. Physical.
Correct.
Oh, boy. Contact. Boki cut the corner. But hey, if you don't get a drive-through, it's all fair.
Seems pretty bokey-dokey to me.
Sean Kenny looking to the inside. Richard Roche just absolutely salivating that these two might take each other out. And the Lincoln Co's of Butler and Coronel watch on, along with Steve Davidson in the Alpha. Sean Kenny hanging on for now. Sean Kenny versus Richard Roche. This is a classic rivalry in the ESR grid. Looks like we might have lost Mauricio Delgado, which would make sense. He did barrel roll the fucking car.
It's fine. It landed on the wheels. It's totally cool.
Well, he is down a lap, so if he is running, it's not really anywhere near anyone.
He just stopped for French toast.
In the background there, Dennis Johnson has overtaken not only Andrew D, but Scott Nix, so a late surge here from the Audi driver up into 8th place. Oh, Butler giving a nudge to Coronel. Coronel took that 5th place back.
Have you heard of the Soviet era Lord of the Rings film that's surfaced?
No.
It's on YouTube. I've seen some GIFs and some pictures. I'm not sure I want to watch it, but I also kind of want to watch it. It looks super Sovietly bad.
Josiah Jerome getting a little breathing room. Butler off in the background. Oh, Butler really off in the background. Did not recover that well at all. Sean Kenny, Obradovich side by side for 2nd place. And for now, the Honda emerges victorious. And Richard DeRoche says, I'd like in on that, and so does Zerai Coronel.
I'd like some of that.
Contact between DeRoche and Obradovich. Sean Kenny's going to take them both. Obradovich gets hit in the back. Spins out. No, it was such a good race for the Honda. And suddenly, it'll be 6th place and no more, I think, for Boki Obradovich. Butler also throwing it away on this lap, so tragic lap. Josiah Jerome still in the lead. Kenny 2nd. 3rd for DeRoche, then Coronel. Davidson suddenly finds himself in 5th place after being 7th. Then it's Obradovich, Butler, Johnson, D, Nick, your top 10. Edmonds and Wolf are the front row for race number 3 right now.
And
then it's Delgado.
Oh, okay.
Richard DeRoche trying to hang on to 3rd place, but the gun runner has other plans. And he is through. Oh, maybe not. Whoa! DeRoche turned that real tight, but he couldn't stay on the track. And the gun runner, with a beautiful defensive block there, takes 3rd place.
It took him quite a while to get up this far.
Indeed, but he is here now. He's got about 3 laps to go, maybe. Let's see what he can do.
Perhaps he is looking forward to the title.
Delgado is still only one lap down, so it looks like he is still circulating. I don't think the gun runner is really in the title hunt. Well, maybe. He comes in today quite a ways off, but admittedly, with no stop mill and no Brody Steam, this championship has opened up a little bit. Some people who maybe weren't really in the mix are suddenly presented a golden opportunity to get in that mix.
Because we are Le Champignon, my friends.
Are you saying we need a little bit of the bubbly?
Andrew
Andrew D down the inside of Johnson in the background.
At least I don't. Maybe I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but Le Champignon, I'm pretty sure is not champion.
I'm aware of that. But
Pretty sure.
But Chris Jericho is not necessarily agreeing with you.
Well, that's possible. Although he is from a backwater little town.
We talk about his birth town or the town he was raised in?
Both.
Because both is the correct answer. Running up in a second, having displaced Sean Kinney. I do think it was Garunian who got in the back of Obradovich. There was no stewarding report to review it, but I would suggest that there may have been a case there. Richard Roche looking around the outside of Sean Kinney. He's in an Alfa Romeo sandwich. A Korean barbecue on Italian roll. I don't know what this sandwich would be.
That would be a BLT hold the T. Just more B.
Just more B.
It's a BBT.
I like it. Meantime, Dennis Johnson moving back past Andrew D. And James Butler overtaking Boki Obradovich for 6th place. So we got an excellent battle going on right now for 3rd place between Kenny, DeRoche, and Davidson. And then we've got an excellent battle here for 6th place going on between Butler, Obradovich, Johnson, D, and also in the mix there at the back is Scott Nick. Nick overtaking... No, okay. He's being shown in 9th place there for a second. I was like, who did he overtake? Time, DeRoche trying to break through against the Alfa Romeo of Sean Kinney. He wants that podium. It's been a very volatile season for Richard DeRoche. It's had some really, really, really solid moments. And some not so solid moments on top of that. Leader is on the final lap here at Ningbo. Dennis Johnson has... Obradovich has fallen back to 13th place. Looks like he's out of the race, so that's unfortunate. Lost the Honda. Didn't see what happened. Could be internet failure.
Could be Squirrel Aggro.
Zachary Wolf having a good little fight with Martin Edmonds over 10th place. Good to see. Zachary needs some wheel-to-wheel experience, and Martin's a good driver to get it against. In the meantime, Josiah Jerome is going to take your victory ahead of Garunian, Kenny, DeRoche, Davidson, Butler. And it's going to be Andrew D., Dennis Johnson, Scott Nick, and Zach Wolf battling with Martin Edmonds. That is, I assume, Mauricio Delgado's lapped car battling with them. His car looking very fucked up.
Hey, Maurizio.
And it looks like maybe Martin's out of tires. Oh, Obradovich is still running. Interesting that it shows... Oh, you know what? That could be an AI-controlled regenerated car. See. Front end is very smashed up.
It's fine.
You can still see out the windshield. It's fine.
So Mauricio Delgado will have pole for race number 3, ahead of Martin Edmonds. Yeah, it does look like we've lost Obradovich.
Where was the last place you saw him?
Running around with a really dented up front end.
Seems fair. It's a cultural thing.
Getting some weirdly long checkered flag sections lately with the race room. I don't really know what's up with that.
I think Martin's just got all checkered flag sections set to eternal.
Fastest lap, Zarai Guranian.
He was still catching up to Josiah even right near the end.
Bell only 2 seconds short. All right, race number 3. What do we got? Who do we feel good about, Byron?
I feel as though Zarai Guranian's probably going to do fairly okay for himself.
He's been doing well.
And yeah, I mean, Josiah and he have been doing quite well. And your Boki Doki Woodbine guy is not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
That young Italian upstart from Ireland, Obradovich.
Checking on my fantasy basketball team while we await for the start of race number 3 here. Shout out to RJ Barrett, 29.9 for me. Nice. Sadly, his New York Knicks still lost to the Boston Celtics 101-99.
I mean, I don't think the New York Knicks have won a single game since Patrick Ewing retired.
No, there's been some highlights in there, but they have been a perpetual letdown.
Welcome to New York, the home of teams that aren't good.
The home of James
All
Dolan.
of them.
Fucking hell.
Point me to a New York team that is good.
Yeah, both the soccer teams there are doing fairly well.
Does that really count?
I mean, it's a team.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Josiah Jerome currently representing 1940s Germany with that flag. It's kind of strange, but okay. Driving the Volkswagen! And it schnells. Schnell macht gut. Putting the Schnell into Schnellfeuer.
Mm-hmm. Matt Schnell!
Octo leaving.
Of course, F1 kicked off not too long ago with the race win for Lewis Hamilton. And it looks like the Red Bulls are actually going to give Mercedes a fight this season, so I'm looking forward to that. With their new look lineup of Max Verstappen, who's of course been there forever, and Javier Perez Torres' boy, Sergio Perez.
I don't believe you.
You can believe me or not believe me, that's your choice.
Fine, then. You know what I'm going to do when you go to bed?
What?
I'm going to watch 1FC.
I mean, that makes sense. It sounds fun.
It's on YouTube. They just put it up on YouTube.
I like that.
I have no idea what's going on in my neighborhood, but there's been since we started commentary, there's been extreme loud vehicle noises, large, thumpy, smashy,
we are
clangy noises.
We're down to 13 cars, so we've lost another one. That's a shame. We're off and running. I will try to piece together who it is that we've... Oh, it was Boki. Yeah. Never mind.
Boki Woodbine.
So...
Star of
Mauricio Delgado. Dennis Johnson got a good start. What is this sorcery? He's up front.
There's a bunch of contact.
There is a lot of contact. There was like a 4 wide going on there. This is insane. Zach Wolf is shoving, getting the elbows out.
Demetrius Johnson way out in front.
Dennis Johnson to the front. His first good start, I think, in the entirety of the series. He's usually been the guy going backwards at the start. Not today. Scott Nick in third. Go Scott. Butler fourth. Edmonds fifth. Well, not anymore. Lost his spot as I was talking to Richard DeRoche. Banging doors between Scott Nick and Mauricio Delgado. Lincoln Co. versus Alfa Romeo. This is playing into the hands of Dennis Johnson. Johnson was the second fastest in qualifying, so we'll see if he can make a run for it. So, oh no, Zach Wolf pointed the wrong direction. It looks like Sean Kenny may have been involved in that.
Sir, we don't encourage negativity like that. We just say that he's finding a creative new way to go around the track.
I mean, it is creative.
He's finding his own path.
Finding his own path of destruction.
Neat. Josiah and the Gunrunner are climbing up the order in quick succession.
D, Gunrunner up to 6th.
They're trying to catch up with that crazy Texan Mauricio Delgado.
Gunrunner looking to get past Richard DeRoche. These cars seem to really suit Richard, although not necessarily on a consistency level. Gunrunner looking for the move. Did he get it? Oh, there it is in the background. Shoving DeRoche wide and gets it. The Lincoln Co's are 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
One, two, three, four, fifth.
Johnson opened up a little bit of a gap now from Delgado. Delgado defending against the Cyan Cavalry. James Butler, Scott Nick, and Zarag Garanian. Going defensive. Held on for now.
That's a lot of blue cars.
There's a lot. The Lincoln Co's tend to travel in packs, it seems. The pack has been formed, although Martin Edmonds has been left behind.
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow?
What are you going to do tomorrow?
I'm going to make pizza.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
I looked at, I came back from getting groceries and looked in the fridge like, I have everything I need to just make fucking pizza.
Gunrunner overtaking Scott Nick for 4th place. And James Butler looking to be a mover and shaker as well as he tries to take Mauricio Delgado. Oh, Mauricio overcooks it. And they all go through. All the Lincoln Co's plow through. Manages to hang on. Looks like he hangs on against Andrew D. and DeRoche, though.
Andrew D. Roche. That's what it is, isn't it? It's actually Richard Roche's kid. He just didn't want to have the last name.
It is not.
Don't lie to me.
We do know Andrew D's actual name, but we will not reveal it because he has chosen to race under a false name.
Is it,
We respect the
Howard
wishes.
Chuck?
It is not.
How about Johnson?
Martin Edmonds in a good little scrap here with Steve Davidson. Good to see Martin banging some wheels, even if that gamepad is severely limiting his abilities. Cannot imagine it does good things for his tire wear, which is already not great.
Suspect much?
Running looking for a move. The gun runner is on the inside of James Butler. Might have it.
Maybe.
I think he does. He's got the inside line for this next turn. Butler trying to hang on desperately. Side-by-side battle. The Lincoln Co. execs are not going to like this.
Put him in the wall.
And the gun runner has got it. That's second place for the Ukrainian. Ukrainian rocket train.
Could be.
And Butler might lose another spot here. Scott Nick likes his chances. And down the inside he goes. And gets it. Shoves him out a little bit wide and gets the job done. Richard Roche also in the mix there. Andrew D. Delgado still in there. Josiah Jerome. I'm going to say Steve Davidson's a little bit nowhere in this race. Scott Nick, James Butler side by side again.
Maybe if he listened to me and put a full bottle of whiskey in the tank, he'd have the horsepower to get up there.
That's possible. Andrew D. looking to rebound from a disappointing race number 2. And race number 3 has not been great so far, but he is running in 6th place. Does have a chance for some reasonably big points.
Yeah.
Oh. Breaking that loose there from Richard DeRoche.
In 4th place, we have James Protractor Butler.
Ooh, I don't think he's going to be in 4th for very long.
We do not. We do. I think he ran out of gas.
I think he ran out of brakes.
He ran out of something. Transmission fluid.
In the words of James Hunt, perhaps he ran out of talent.
Oh, snap.
James Hunt was an absolutely savage commentator. I should show you. I should show you some of his stuff. If he didn't like you, there was never any question about which drivers he liked. We'll put it that way.
Man, I want to watch the movie again. Your boy Hemsworth is pretty damn good, and your other boy, whose name I can't, Baron Zemo, was also pretty good.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
I often forget his name as well.
Baron Zemo.
Well, it's also the Nazi sniper in Inglourious Bastards, Frederick Zola. From this range, I'm a regular Frederick Zola.
I do like how they flipped that because they did exactly the same thing to a guy named Audie Murphy. And Audie Murphy was pretty much that character, except not a Nazi and not German. He was American. And so they made a whole. They pulled him off the. He was a massive hero. Did like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but he did something very Medal of Honor. And then they pulled him off the front line. They made a movie about him. They sent him to Hollywood to like be, I don't know, like a propaganda dude.
Real life Captain America.
Yeah.
Josiah Jerome in the mix. Looking to get past Mauricio Delgado. He's got a run down the inside. I think he's got it. Yep, he does. 6th place for the Trinidad driver. Race 2 winner. And the gun runner is running down Dennis Johnson. It looks like there's just nothing that can stop the Ukrainian nightmare.
Perhaps there should be a Moldovan murder machine.
Simeon Naku, you're up. You're next up on the Torpedo is Right.
Wait, Ukrainian nightmare? Wouldn't that just be the resurgence of Soviet Russia?
I mean, there's a couple of different options. There's a lot of Ukrainian nightmares.
Correct. I wonder if you can get me Igor Vovchanchin's autograph.
There you go, Mr. Gunrunner. You have a challenge. You demand The autograph of one Igor Vovchanski. We are massive fans. We are big, big fans.
Yeah,
Oh no, Andrew D! The bad luck continues. Didn't see what happened, but we saw a little bit of a spin. It looks like he's out of the race. His car was not moving right, so that may have caused some terminal damage, and that puts us down to 11 cars.
I would like Andrew D to add a little hyphen to the last name, and then he could be Andrew Delicious.
You think the gun runner gets him?
I mean, probably. He's pretty close, and he's got a good amount of time.
He does, but I think if there's anyone that can hold him off, it is the Audi man, Dennis Johnson.
Well, then I guess he just gonna have to die.
We gonna find out. We gonna find out. He said, "Mama, I'm gonna win at Ningbo," and he did. Richard DeRoche smells a podium. I don't think he's had one today yet, so here's hoping. No offense, Scott, but always like to see Grande Ricardo get up on the podium.
See,
Josiah Jerome, Mauricio Delgado in the mix still as well. And there's a bit of a drop off to Steve Davidson, and a very major drop off to Sean Kenny, who we saw off the track at one point. Oh,
yoink!
Garunian went for the lead there, but he overshot his mark. And it is back in the hands of Dennis Johnson. Audi versus Lincoln Co. They've kind of left everybody else in the dust. Love how much these cars move. In the turns, you can see them stretching and straining with the suspension. It's very interesting.
I think it'd be funnier if the suspension was about 5 feet long. You just see these cars up on way up on.
You do
on
love
lifted.
the stadium trucks.
Wee wee and swaying back and forth.
Throw your hands in the air, wave them side by side. The gun runner on the tail. Finally managed to file my taxes today, so hopefully the government sends me my $5,000.
Pay this man his monies in cash.
In cash. Well, in this case, in online transactions.
Also, that would be feasible.
Because with the current health crisis, I don't really want the cash. I prefer this in a digital format.
Give it to me in bitcoins.
That I'm not sure I want.
Give it to him in Dogecoin.
No.
Give it to him. What's the other one? Elysium or something?
There's a bunch of them. There's so many of them.
Give it to him in Pornhub coin.
I mean,
There's got to be one of those.
That would involve spending money on porn, and I don't
No.
do that.
No. It's just a different coin. It's fine.
Okay. Let me see.
There's got to be somebody who's got it. Like, if Dogecoin's a thing, Pornhub coin has to be a thing.
Probably.
Give it to him in MySpace chits.
My coin.
My coins.
iCoin. There we go.
All of them have the face of Dave from MySpace. His name is Dave, right? I can't remember.
I believe it is.
Is it
Yes.
Brian?
I think it's
Julio?
Dave. It's definitely not Julio.
Wow.
I'm running down here, but Dennis Johnson has been overtaken. We didn't see how by the gun runner. And the Audi come back at him. Scott Nick's podium looking a little safe as Josiah Jerome dive bombs Richard Grosjean. It does not work.
I have a serious question for you.
Okay.
How many lives does a dead German cat have?
9.
Correct. Well done.
Don't know if I like Johnson's chances to get back with Garunian, but we'll see. Just takes one mistake. Scott Nick still hanging on to 3rd place, doing a great job in the Lincoln Co.
I think Zerayer's gonna go run away with it.
Jerome and Delgado having a little scrap over 5th place. Steve Davidson, I must say, I'm a little let down by. I thought he would be kind of in the mix here, and it's not really played out that way. He's just kind of alone in 7th place.
Alone again, naturally.
Here I go again on my own.
Hey, you sing that in tune. What the fuck?
It happens every once in a while.
Damn, you hit the rhythm. And he had like an actual. You'd hit notes and things. That's pretty amazing.
It really shouldn't be that amazing.
Butler is gonna hate that.
Barker.
Well, same guy.
They're really not. They drive very, very differently, I must say.
One's from Upper Norwich upon Tyne upon Sea, and the other one's from Lower East Kent upon the Loch of Suspiciousness. But other than that, virtually the same guy.
It's really very little, they have very little in common, outside of being both from the UK. One's a city boy, one's a country boy. One's very, very aggressive with his driving, one's pretty smooth and calm.
Are you accusing one of them of being a pikey?
Nope.
Why not? It's fun.
I don't know. They'll either take it as an insult and they'll be a little bit let down, or they'll just ignore it.
What if they start talking to you exactly like Brad Pitt does in the movie?
Well, then we're all kinds of interesting. Then we might see a pikey reaction, which is a fucking thing to say.
As long as one of them doesn't own a dog that squeaks, I think we're good.
I mean, it's a pikey. There's a dog that squeaks in there. I assure you. I really need to check out the Snatch TV series that they did.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, we should check it out sometime. But yeah, they made a TV series. I'm not sure if it's the characters from Snatch or it's just like a series of stories in that world. But it is a thing. Do you take sugar in your tea?
No, thank you, Turkish. I'm sweet enough. Do you know what nemesis means?
Well, thank you for that. That's a load off my mind. Now, would you mind telling me who you are?
Fuck you are.
Outside of somebody who feeds people to pigs. I do I do love when they persuade him to let them live. It's like, you keep that fat fucker. The boys can't lift him. I know a lot of tits, Governor, but I've never met any as stupid as these two. Ah, Tyrone, you big fat fuck. Not a ton going on here. This is actually the most calm we've seen the end of the race, but Steve Davidson is putting the pressure on Alfa Romeo's Mauricio Delgado to be top dog in the Alpha camp right now. Should be mentioned, Steve Davidson's the only one that is running a unique number, as he's running the Kevin Chacon car. Delgado and Sean Kenny both running the Quinqua Ma car.
Perpetrating some chicanery.
James Butler catching up to Sean Kenny. We saw Sean Kenny take some damage earlier. And you can see the damage there on the front end, probably impacting the Alfa Romeo. Zach Wolf versus Martin Edmonds, another round between these two. Very nice. Well, you know what? Zach Wolf still finishing last place more often than not. But the pace has been better. The craft is getting better. And I'm really happy to see him develop further as a driver. I think he's going to be a good one. Just needs to stick with it. And the gun runner does take his second win of the day. Johnson second. Nick's going to be third, I think. Probably
Get him, Scotch.
Roche, I think, probably also crossed the line.
Scotch, if you biff it on the last corner, I'm going to laugh at you.
I think he's got it. Just judging by the times, I think he has crossed the line for third place. In fact, I think everyone has except for these two, so it is in the books, because this is the final corner right here. And Martin Edmonds takes 10th place ahead of Zachary Wolf. So it is the gun runner. Dennis Johnson, Scott Nick, Richard DeRoche, Josiah Jerome, Mauricio Delgado, Steve Davidson, Sean Kenny, James Butler, Martin Edmonds, Zach Wolf, and this man, Andrew D. Sadly, a DNF for him.
Is that what it said? Is DNF? But how do you spell that?
You spell it DNF?
Is it like DEE-ENEFF?
Championship standings. Mike Stockmill leads the way with 266 points from Brody Steen on 248. 241 for the gun runner, so he pulls up into third place. Dennis Johnson's on 168. 167 for Gerardo Delval, who was absent today as well. Sean Kenny on 161. Josiah Jerome 155. 126 for Richard DeRoche. 110 for Scott Nick, and 107 for Andrew D. That is your top 10 heading into Nordschleife. I think that makes it a three-way fight for the title at the end here between Stockmill, Steen, and Garunian. Should be fun. I think it'll be a really good race.
It'll be a rip-roaring good time. It'll be 2 laps for a whole race.
It will be. It will be. Still some open spots in the series, and if you want to come out and join the finale, you're welcome to. I might do it myself. Depends really on how quickly I get the rig all calibrated. We'll find out.
You gotta dial it in there. Make sure the deflection angles are perfect.
Indeed. There is literally only 2 Hondas signed up. That is amazing.
Everybody driving
Toyotas.
Wait,
there's a couple more. There's a third one. Serge Hendricks and John Barker and Lachlan Nichols. And Bokey's not signed up, so that's confusing me a little bit. Oh, no, there he is.
So I refuse to race
because
Hondas. You guys won't provide Datsuns.
I mean, that's not our call. That's not our call.
It could be.
It's not, though.
Use your political pressure.
What political pressure?
As the largest race organization in the world, you can make it do anything.
Not us.
It is now. I have proclaimed it.
We proclaimed it, therefore it is.
Correct.
You're going with my sister's the power of positivity idea.
Correct.
All right. Well, that is it from Ningbo. Very impressed with this track. I highly recommend if you've not picked it up in Race Room to pick it up. It looks really fun. It's honestly going to be on my list of tracks to go and do some laps on once I get the rig all set up. And that's going to be fun. Any final thoughts, Byron?
If you're going to make pizza tomorrow, make sauce tonight so all those herbs and spices can meld well in the sauce.
Good advice.